5 a.m. rolling out of bed, legging it to do a delivery for McDonald's. Take your chicken nuggets off a freezing truck, literally wearing 4 layers, 2 hats, 2 pairs of gloves, carrying it all off, putting it away. Literally wearing this big blue suit to clean the vats.
Yeah.
Digging in, cleaning them.
How much are you making?
Like 1,000 a month.
Easy.
Yeah, it was like 1,000. I was scraping, man. It was like the time of year where I had a car, thankfully, from my mom and dad.
Yeah.
And if anything ever went wrong with the car, I was like, oh shit, there goes like half the month's paycheck. There goes all my money. And then also paying $500 a month for college, and also driving back and forth to Galway. I thankfully got help by the grant. They were giving me like $600-700 a month. But yeah, thinking about that and studying what I didn't like as well. Thinking, oh shit, if I do this for like 5 years, I'm making $30K a year. I'm like, that's not optimal at all. Like if you can't even take care of yourself, never mind having a couple of kids, a wife, going to Monaco with the boys, spend the weekend with friends with people that you care and love about.
Me?
It all worked out.
3 years ago, 3-4 years ago, college.
Yeah.
You know,
Probably.
in college, not liking the degree. Yeah, I was just in college, not liking the degree. Would wake up every single day, just kind of like, yo. Actually, I wouldn't get out of bed until training in the evening because I was like, fuck all of this.
What time was that in the evening?
Oh, like 6 p.m. I just stay in my room the whole day, literally until football. Until this one day, I literally was walking back and like everything just hit me, too much emotion. I started crying. I called my mom and I was like,
Really?
yeah, I can't. I just never done that before, and it just hit me. I was just like, I don't like what I'm doing.
Wow.
I'm so behind on everything. I'm not even getting out of my bed every morning. Like this can't be it. That's what was the feeling was like all up till then. I just thought this can't be everything. Like that's it. Like just like that, I'm just messed up and everything's gone the wrong way. I just called my mom. I just said, I just want to go home. No idea. There's nothing. I never ever thought about taking a year out, even time out. Even that's a strange thing ever. Then 3 years ago, at this point, red jacket knocking doors. And while that was a great part of the story, I mean, it wasn't easy, you know. Waking up, bus into Calvin in the morning, red jacket on, squashed into a car with 5 people, left in a country area, and you just walk, you knock. Nobody answers. You walk to the next house, you knock.
Yeah.
Nobody answers.
Yeah.
You walk to the next, and all you can do is hum to yourself, try to keep yourself in a good mood, you know. And then some days you don't get a settle. You go out, you do that all day, 8 hours. You knock, you walk. You knock, you walk. Not one sale. You come home, you didn't make a cent. You're not getting paid by the hour. You didn't get. You just wasted a whole day. So 3 years later, I don't know. I don't think you would have thought this. You wouldn't have thought Monaco with the boys, free.
South of France for the weekend.
You know, south of France. You wouldn't have thought it would have gone this well. You know, you would have thought something might have happened.
Moving to Marbella.
Yeah, moved into Marbella
With your girl.
with my girl,
My sister.
full time. He just wants to be involved. He just wants to be involved.
Yes. We were friends before.
No, you weren't. What about you, David? 4 years ago from now, what were you up to?
3 years ago, like I said, I was sitting in an architecture office. At that time, I actually had like a sty on my eye that I was just so self-conscious about as well. It was just
What's
random.
sty?
Sty is like a little bit of like when your glands get blocked with like just gunk.
Really?
Anyway, I was just working in the office, staring out the window, 10 hours a day, pretending to work. Was super unhappy when I wasn't in work, which was I just commute to work, straight forward, straight back. I'd spend the rest of the time just watching random videos, trying to pass time. So I was just like not happy at all. Like you go out with friends and stuff on the weekend, and that's all right. But like, it's just like when you have that no purpose thing, it's just nothing's fun. So you're kind of like a shell of yourself. So I was just sitting there literally 8 hours a day pretending to do like the bare minimum, looking out the window being like, I'm probably wasting my life. I'm gonna spend the next 40 years doing this shit and just not gonna be able to take that step, or will I be the guy that actually does something? Even then, like I knew I wanted to do business or something, but dude, it just doesn't really feel that like it's necessarily reality for you. Yeah, dude, I was probably making 1,500 Australian dollars per month.
Damn.
Which is about 800-900 euro. Full time, trying to pretend to be happy, put a smile on your face, but deep down you're like, I fucking hate these. Like you said.
That after you finish your degree as well.
Yeah.
Mad.
It's like, dude, like you can't support yourself, you can't go out, you can't celebrate, you can't do anything. I could barely afford a car. If my car broke down, I would have been flat broke. And like, yeah, dude, it was just like super stressful worrying about, constantly having to worry about, like money was the only thing in my mind. Like, fuck, bro, I just feel so scarce in everything as a result. So I just hated that feeling so much. I was like, I don't really care what it is, something has to change. And yeah dude, now so yachts in Monaco with the boys, pretty fucking cool.
I think one thing we've met a lot of people in the space and the time. There's still a lot of people who are still in the same spot that haven't moved on. And I think regardless, what I'm most proud of is not actually getting here, but is getting here the same person.
Yeah.
Like deep down,
Yes.
I'm still the same. You're still the same person 3 years ago. Like that person didn't change, didn't lose my value, didn't lose your integrity, didn't sell out, just
Still trade true to beliefs.
exactly. Traded true beliefs, cared about people, done what was right always. Even if it didn't mean making the most money, just doing the right thing.
And one thing too that I think was common, even with all of us, I think we've all kind of confirmed it as well, is even though at times I didn't have faith in necessarily the vision working out, for some reason you'd still be looking at Porsche magazines being like, yeah, I'd own that one day. But I had no fucking clue how.
Yeah.
But I was still, for some reason, thinking,
Yeah.
I'm just still thinking, even though I'm making $1,500 a month after tax in Australian dollars, I'm still looking at the Porsche magazine being like, I wouldn't take that colorway, I'd want this one. You know what I mean? Why would you ever be thinking that type of shit?
Future.
I must say, what made these 3 years much easier was having these guys in a group chat, texting in wins and be like, yeah. Because there was always reference points. Josh does well, I do well, Josh does well, David does well. And it was never like, oh, fuck that guy, he's making more money than me. It was never, ever, ever like that. It was motivating. And it was, hey, if something ever happened, I know that these guys have my back.
Yeah.
Or if whatever happened and we ever hit rock bottom, we'd help each other out. So
Go fast, go alone. If you want to go long, bring people with you.
yeah, people
100%.
bring people with you. Yeah,
100%.
so you go farther.
Very grateful for that. It's hard to come by that in this space, especially when everybody's
Doing whatever.
so material and focused on that only. Sometimes like people break apart, but like truthfully, we've also been doing this together 2-3 years. 3 years we've been since knocking doors and everything.
Yeah.
Still there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't listen. A lot has happened. We've been to a lot of places.
Yeah.
We could have all broken up. We could have been doing our own things. Maybe I've lost contact. Been out of reach.
Yeah,
We're still here.
yeah.
That's
So
the
strong.
best part. We're still here celebrating your birthday as close friends, which is a blessing because we could just be sending over a message like, happy birthday, Warren. We have some good memories from the past and couldn't make it to your birthday.
Yeah,
Had fun
posting
as well.
Hope you had
a photo or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're still here.
I'm proud to say that.
100%. I'm proud to have you guys.
I'm glad that you guys are out here celebrating it together.
Very proud.
I can see us doing this as well. I mean, Casper spoke about Vivi's grandfather sharing a chalet with their friends in Finland, and like 2-3 times a year they'd always go on trips. No matter where they are in the world, they're like, okay, let's plan out for this month. We'll all be in the same type of area. We'll all go somewhere. And I was like, I could really genuinely see that with these gents here, going to those places, celebrating, still having to laugh, still watching the fucking dictator making references all day. Ladies, wash your room.
The name is Alison
Alison what?
Burgers.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
20 euros for internet? What the fuck? They call me a criminal.
Anyway, don't change yourself. Even if everything goes your way. Don't change. Be you.
Because no matter the money or whatnot, it's always about. And when everybody's on their deathbed, they're like, doesn't matter about the money, doesn't matter about.
It's like you are. That's
the person you are,
it.
and the people that you share with. We only live this life once, so like,
Yeah.
choose the people you surround yourself with.
And these conversations and stuff are important because, you have to have people that you can talk about this stuff and get those visions out of your head into like, really speaking it into reality. Almost everything we've said that we would do, we've done, and we'll do that because, if you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your hands. But if you have the
Shout out Connor.
the confidence to speak it out of your mouth and say it, for sure you can have it. Most people can think or hope, but we don't hope. You've got to believe and you've got to say and know that you're going to do. And when you have that conviction and that confidence and that belief that it's going to happen, it's just time catching up. And that's all you have to do. In the meantime, enjoy it, be free, do the best that you can every single day, but keep that conviction. That's your number one business partner, right? Is that conviction, that confidence every single day that it's done. It's tough because sometimes you'll doubt yourself. Sometimes things will change. Sometimes you're like, maybe this is not going to work. And it's your job every single day. All you have to do is wake up and say, I have 100% conviction that it's still 100% happening.
Yeah.
And if you can have that over time, things will shift. Who knows why? The creator, the divine God, whatever it is, you leave it in that hands. Take it out of your own, because if you try to do it just by yourself, it's going to be hard. Just us alone, there's so many things that were luck or coincidences that it can't just be you.
No.
You know, we can't be the only ones creating all of this, and that's why we're always grateful, because we know how lucky we are. We know we've worked hard, but we know working hard is not the only reason why we're here.
Oh.
A lot of people work hard. If everybody that worked hard was here, then there'd be a lot more people on this balcony today. There'd be 7 billion people. So it's not working hard only. There is obviously a greater force out there, and God holds us in his hands. You put your visions, your dreams, you put that into his hands. You let God do the work, and you just do the best you can every day. You don't have to sell yourself out. You don't have to do something you don't want to do. You just have full faith. Hey, God, it's going to be done. I know it's going to happen. Faith. And when it comes, don't forget who gave it to you. Because the biggest mistake people made is forgetting who gave it to them and think it's them. And the second you get that confidence and believe that it was just you,
Forget.
Yeah.
that's the second that you'll start to lose all of it, because it was never you that could have done it yourself.
It's like that guy who died, the island story, where he gets
Yeah.
stranded and he's on an island, and he's like, "Oh God, come please save me," and the boat comes and says, "Hey, do you want to get picked up?" And he says, "No, God's going to save me." Boat goes. Second boat comes around. He said, "No, God's going to save me." So the second boat goes. Third boat comes around. Same thing. And then he dies when he gets to heaven. He says, "God, why didn't you save me?" He's like, "I gave you the ability to be saved with those 3 boats
Yeah.
and those, what do you call them, the rafts?"
Yeah, hell, they're talking about the habit thing. It was like, if you don't make time for it now, you're not going to make time for it in your future too.
Yeah.
For the last probably year or so, every single night, I haven't missed a single night, every single night before bed, I'll go out, stare at the sky, and then just bow and say, "Thank you, God." Like, so grateful, as many things I can list that I'm grateful for, as just a habit.
100%.
It just centers yourself every night. It's like,
Especially because there's so
not
many
your-
problems.
Surrendering to the greater power.
I happen to like, thank you
Yeah.
for that. It's a great lesson. I'm going to make it.
great lesson,
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
It's because there's going to be so many adversities, because for the man who aims for a lot, or if you ask for a lot, you're also going to get a lot of adversities and challenges to get there. Because we say, "God, I want to be rich. I want to take care of my family. I want to build businesses." And God says, "Okay, well, I've got to teach you patience." And your business goes down a little bit because he wants to teach you the patience that's going to require to be able to build big businesses.
Yeah.
You say, "Hey, I want to be rich." And God gives you challenges and says, "Okay, cool. I've got to teach you leadership. And someone's going to leave your team because I want to see how you're going to learn from that so that in the future you can keep a team together."
Tests.
So you're going to have all these tests all the time. And those are the times that you're not meant to wobble, because if you ask for big things, you're going to have big challenges and big tests. And I love what you said about that, because every night you have to go back. You have to bring yourself out and bring yourself back out to like, okay, I'm just in this small thing here. Bring it back out, just put it out in someone else's hands who's higher up.
Yeah.
And leave. And remember, you go into your next day and it's in that hands.
Yeah.
It's done.
It genuinely is a video game too. Like, those things that Josh is talking about there, it's like literally levels in a video game. Each level, you get a new test for every situation that you want, and whether you handle it correctly or not is whether you proceed to that next level and actually get what you want. So yeah, sometimes it just comes down to that.
One of the main things that David and Josh spoke on was like, most people always ask, "Hey, can I get this? Can I get that? God, make me rich." But they don't realize that the opportunities that are being presented in front of you, not a lot of times people are grateful for having those opportunities being presented to them.
Yeah.
And that really separates, because some of the most hardworking people I know are still in the same role for the last 20 years doing the same thing, and the opportunity has been presented. It's not about the hard work, it's about believing, hey, we can do this. And when you do it, we're going, okay, thank you for that ability to do so.
And the thing is also, because you can't cheat success, you can't cheat rewards. You have to become the person who rightfully deserves to have that. And what people want is they want the outcome, but they don't want to put in the work to become that person or do the things that that person deserves. Because God's not going to give things into your hands if he knows that thing you're not going to be able to handle it, right? So I always say, whenever you ask for a goal, you're like, well, I'm not at my goal right now. I always think, okay, what do I not have? What trait do I not have? What one thing am I not doing that's holding me back from being the person that deserves that? And there's like a story in the Bible, and I don't want to misquote all the words, but it's kind of goes like, this person anyways gave 3 people 3 different talents, which was like, let's say, a piece of money or whatever. And he told him to go, and he went away for like a year. He came back. One of the people had lost all the money, right? One of them had just put it inside the ground, right, and buried it. So he had one to come. And one guy had gone and multiplied it and had multiple. And the person who had gone, multiplied it and come back, the person gave them all of them, right? Because they weren't only able just to keep it, but they were able to go ahead and multiply. The person who buried it in the ground and the person who lost it, they weren't worthy enough to hold that because they didn't do anything with it. So it's like, imagine you get these talents and you come back in a year, you haven't done anything with that talent, versus going away and in a year's time you come back and you've done more. You've improved that. So you're going to get more again because you've gotten to a better version of yourself. And the next thing's going to come and the next thing's going to come. So you have to become that person that wants to have those things. And it's a continuous game then, just becoming that next version and wanting to become better, right? And most people, that's what it is they stop at some points. They don't go to that next level of development. And that's what holds them back then from achieving the things that they want. And now, one day when we get our Porsches, we're gonna bring them into the country. We're gonna drive them right here.
Yeah.
So, shout out to you guys, Warren, Josh, David. You guys have gotten the Porsches. You guys are driving right here.
Congratulations on getting the Porsche.
Past these streets right here. Feeling's incredible. We're looking back at this like, yo, remember 3-4 years ago when we just went there? We were just smoking 80 years, cigars and everything. We were just doing pretty decent. And now look at us driving past. Well done, guys.